Jesus Christ. Father Jason here. What do you think of Matt Fradd joining Daily Wire? What do you think of people's reaction to Matt Fradd joining Daily Wire? Let's talk about that. First of all, I just put down a few points here so I don't forget them because there's a lot happening here. I don't understand why people are so upset. First of all, Matt and I are friends, so I don't want to pretend that I'm completely objective here. I'm rooting for Matt. I want him to do really well. And so I just want to put that out there. But honestly, though, why are people so mad? It's not as though he's done something that's objectively wrong. So this is the first thing I want to say. By him changing his platform, is this objectively morally wrong? And the answer is obviously not. So then what's all the fuss about? Really, what's all the fuss about? People, answer that question. Why are you upset? So I think it gets at that point to, well, it's a matter of perception. Okay, fair enough. But that's not a reason to attack a person's integrity or a person's intention. It's really it harms the cause to be doing that. And it really brings down the name of Christian, to be frank. So first of all, is what he's doing objectively wrong? And the answer is obviously not. So then next question is, does it harm somebody? Is there, direct, tangible harm to someone because of this? And the answer is no. You can look at, I'm sure many of the people who are criticizing Matt for doing this are also people who really like, the content put out by, like, for other people on Daily Wire, like Matt Walsh and his video on What's a Woman. I mean, it was a great piece of work. I don't see those people criticizing that. I think they see that was a great contribution in our culture war to answer the question about male and female. I don't see these people criticizing what Michael Knowles puts out there or anything like that. Again, they further the discussion on the role of faith and reason in the public square. So if Matt joins that team, why is that all of a sudden a cause for people to be really uncharitable and nasty? So it is. It looks bad on them. And here's another point I'd like to make, though, is that Daily Wire is right of center, and he wants to join. He's been offered a contract there. Fine. People are upset. Well, are those people upset when, for example, someone who was politically conservative, like Pat Buchanan, when he spoke and had a contract with CNN for years as a political commentator, or another, a great voice from our camp, Senator Rick Santorum speaking through CNN. Now, CNN is far left, and it's not objective, and it's not friendly to we Christians. But people were, I guess, happy to see that, hey, at least CNN has someone like Pat Buchanan, a traditional Catholic, or a good Catholic like Rick Santorum out there. Okay, well, if you can rejoice in that, how much more so should you rejoice in the fact that one of our own is on a growing media platform that is actually right of center? What's the problem? So it's kind of a non sequitur in that sense. There's an opportunity in this to show our true colors, to show goodwill, and secondly, to rejoice. And these are qualities of a virtuous soul. Someone who really has the virtue of charity is that you who are charitable actually exalt in joy at a brother's being lifted up, at a brother's blessings. And that's what's happening here, is that we should really rejoice that people see the talent in Matt, and that talent is being called out, and it's being blessed, and it's being rewarded. Let's rejoice with him. And, later on down the road, when crosses come, we will rejoice with him as well when crosses come his way, because each cross purifies us and prepares us for the crown that awaits us in heaven. Here are the lost opportunities, though, with all these negative comments on there. The lost opportunities are that whereas prospective converts to Catholic Christianity could see how we treat one of our own with kindness and with respect, instead they're seeing a lot of infighting and a lot of malice And I think what's undergirding some of this is possibly envy as well. And this really sours the puts a sour taste in their mouth. They see, oh, these people, they're infighting. They're like hungry rats that turn on themselves. And that's just not right. We're scandalizing all of these young men who Matt really appeals to, and they're seeing this and they're thinking, oh my gosh, these people, they have a great syllogism of faith. They have great propositions. I can buy into this. And then they see, oh, this is how they live. They attack one of their own, and it's a lost opportunity. And in fact, it's a stillborn conversion. Is that these prospective converts to the faith, these young men 40 below who follow Matt's channel, they're seeing this and they think, oh man, I don't want to be around these kinds of people. Instead of rejoicing over their brother's blessings, they're envious, or they're angry, or they're presuming ill of him, or they're presuming ill of Daily Wire. It just it's not a good scene. So brethren, let's put on our best faces and our best hearts and rejoice with our brother, and see this as an opportunity for his message being lifted up to a higher platform. I want to close with an analogy. With our blessed Lord, his whole reason for coming was to save souls, and his apostles furthered that mission. And it took different forms, though. You had Matthew who wrote his gospel in Aramaic, directing it to a Jewish audience. You had John, who took the same experience with our blessed Lord, and he directed it to a universal audience. So it was the same message, though. And what we see here with Pints with Aquinas is that this platform has done very well for a number of years, but it's still very niche, and it needs to be brought to a universal or a much wider platform so that these tens of millions of young men in our world, maybe hundreds of millions, are able to see and to feel the faith. And in order for that to happen, I think we need a John's Gospel kind of platform here, and Daily Wire is a nudge in that direction. So, friends, let's show our best face and put our best foot forward and rejoice over our brother. Let's not presume any bad, and let's do this because that's who we are, but also to give an example to those prospective converts who are listening in the comment section below.